What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today I wanted to go over something more specific in Destiny, which is my personal tip for how to easily get exotic shards in Destiny. It's a method that I always use myself, so I thought I'd share it with you guys as a sort of PSA to people who don't know about this. And I know some of you frequently run out and always asking where you're supposed to get them from, and some of you will have plenty of exotic shards and they aren't a problem for you. But either way, this video should give you a helpful tip to make sure you never run out of the exotic shards. So a lot of people seem to be reaching the max light level of 400 in Destiny, and that's where you tend to start infusing all of your items from your vault, including exotics up to 400, and this is where you can easily burn through a load of them. And after I talk about the method, I'll also talk about another really good use for exotic shards that not a lot of people take advantage of. So getting into the method, you probably already know that if you dismantle something that's fully leveled up, you get more materials from it, and the main way to get exotic shards, of course, is from dismantling exotic items. That isn't the only way to get them, there is another which I'll talk about after the method. So what you want to do is buy exotics from the Blueprints kiosk. To buy one, it's going to cost you 1 exotic shard and 2.5k Glimmer, but when you dismantle it, you're going to get 2 shards back. So each one you buy is going to be giving you 1 exotic shard in total, and then you're going to sink some of your motes of lights into certain exotics so that they're fully upgraded, and then when you dismantle them, you get those 2 exotic shards back instead of the normal 1. So the key is which exotics are actually the fastest to upgrade and easiest to get shards from. The answer is actually heavy exotics, so more specifically the machine guns or rockets. Only those, they require the least amount of XP in the game to upgrade, which is only 8 motes of light, or you can only use 6 if you want, if you have a class item that has a node that upgrades that weapon type faster, or if you use a heavy weapon telemetry. Either one makes it only cost 6 motes of light. The two don't stack on each other and make it less than 6, but you can use either one of those, a heavy or a class item, to make it 6 motes of light to upgrade a heavy weapon. So like I said, it has to be either the machine guns or rockets, as they take the least amount of XP compared to primaries or special weapons. Don't try the sleeper or the swords, because those actually take double the motes to upgrade, and don't even bother with the exotic armor, because for some reason those take an unbelievable amount of motes to level up. It's in the hundreds, but they're basically a waste of motes of light. So from there, I'll basically just buy a bunch of heavies. I normally clear out my inventory so I can hold as many as possible, and then rack them all up and dismantle them all, and you'll get double the amount of shards back that you put into the kiosk in the first place. So the main limiting factor here is of course your Glimmer, because it does cost 2.5k each exotic you want to buy. So normally I do this when I'm nearly full on Glimmer. You guys know I never waste it sitting on the 25k cap, but I'll spend it all on these weapons and then sink motes into them and dismantle them for shards. And that's basically the method, something really good to get into the habit of doing whenever you're full on Glimmer, and it's something I've been doing since Taken King, but I thought some of you guys might find it helpful. Now in terms of weapons to buy, I normally do Super Good Advice or the Dragon's Breath, because they're 2 weapons that don't get confused, and I'm not going to accidentally dismantle a weapon that I actually use normally that's like 400 light. So I normally do one that's really weird that I never actually use myself, and you'll see in the footage that when I was doing the Dragon's Breath, I was using 8 motes at a time to upgrade them, because I didn't have a class item or a telemetry. When I was doing Super Good Advice, I had both those on and only use 6 at a time. So there you go, that's the main method of getting a ton of exotic shards really easily in the tower. So in addition to dismantling exotics, it's also important to remember you can get shards randomly from public events. Your first gold tier completion each day, you've got a small chance at an exotic shard, as you can see right here. They aren't very common, they are quite rare, but something worth bearing in mind, they do drop here as well from your first completion each day. And public events in Rise of Iron are actually really good for getting a bunch of materials and engrams, so definitely worth getting one a day completed. Now, something else I want to mention that a lot of people forget about is that having a bunch of exotic shards spare actually allows you to buy glass needles from Xur, which honestly is one of the most underutilized features in Destiny. A lot of people don't take much advantage of it, and the ability to reroll exotic armor can make a massive difference, like having tier 12 or 11 gear or faster reload for the weapons that you use. Most people don't buy glass needles because it's seen as a waste of exotic shards, but if you've got loads of them, then buying them shouldn't be a problem. And once you get your gear to 400, the next step should be using glass needles to make sure your armor is perfect and suits exactly your playstyle. So there you go, that's my personal best method for getting exotic shards, and also some advice about them in general. But it's basically a long and drawn out way of buying exotic shards in the tower. I really wish they'd make it just simple and the gunsmith would sell them. That'd make things a lot easier, but there you go. That is my method for exotic shards, and hopefully you found it useful. I know some of you hardcore players already know this, but sometimes I make videos to help out new players to Destiny with tips like these. I know I've got a lot of viewers that aren't super hardcore into Destiny and don't know absolutely everything about the game, but I hope you guys found the video helpful, and if you did, a like rating would be much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one.